Hi everyone, it's Jane Story. Welcome to key number 7 in the 10 keys to mastering pressure. This key is all about mastering time. So the whole purpose of doing your performance practices, the whole point of it is to be in the moment, to try to collect yourself, be in a more collected state in the moments before you start moving. Whether that movement is a jump shot in basketball, a backflip on the high beam, a triple salcho in figure skating, teeing off at the 18th. Doesn't really matter what the sport. Sport is all about the performance of complex movement and performing that movement in a way that's fluid, powerful, and effortless, especially when you're under pressure. So this key is really crucial. But there's a huge misunderstanding about what's needed to be in the present moment, to be in the moment, to be where you are. And it's very fashionable for people to talk about being present and mindfulness. But as my teachers tell me, it requires an intentional effort on our part. It requires a deliberate shift of your attention into your breathing, into your body, maybe feeling your feet on the ground, feeling the pressure of your grip on the tennis racket or the golf club. So this experience of a more collected or a more connected state often comes to athletes by accident. So in sport, athletes are always pushing their minds and pushing their bodies, and there's a lot of emotion involved, a lot of passion involved. And of course, when mind, body, and emotions, when they join up for a few moments, then suddenly we have this wonderful experience of flow or being in the zone. And shots are beautiful, movement is beautiful, and it's sublime. Now, the trouble comes when athletes try to recreate that experience using the methods that are on offer in the mainstream. And I bring these methods down to two things. One is thinking about thinking. So that's all your mental game stuff, all the psychology, thinking about thinking. Or thinking about moving, which is all the technical stuff, thinking about your golf swing, for instance, when you're in the middle of a round of golf or in a tournament. So when you try to recreate this joined up state, this wonderful experience of really being where you are, which allows movement to flow, when you try to recreate that using thinking about thinking, thinking about moving, you get further and further and further away from that experience because it's nothing to do with the mind. Or at least it's nothing to do with the mind alone. Now, I had the great fortune to speak with a Chinese grandmaster some time ago, and she told me, grandmaster of Tai Chi, and she explained that in the Eastern practices, the mind always wants to be contained within the body. And what we notice, especially what you'll notice if you do your performance practices, is the mind jumps away, it detaches from the body, it goes off into its own little world, into the imagination, or ruminating on the past, or whatever it might be. So we're practicing to try to keep the mind within the body, within the breathing, within the Hara center, or the Dantian. So it's an effort, it's an intentional effort, which is required, which is why I'm asking you to do your training. Because when you're in that pressure moment, you will be able to call on this effort that you've made, this practice that you've been doing, to be aware of yourself, to bring your mind down into the body, to be aware of your breathing, to really feel your feet on the ground, to feel your hand gripping the tennis racket or the golf club. And this is what I mean about mastering time. Taking just a few more seconds. As I said in one of the earlier videos, either you're ready or you're not ready. And if you're not ready to move, to begin your routine, to take your shot, then this mastering time is really crucial. And by doing your performance practice, let's say you spend 20 minutes a day doing your meditation, then that translates into when you're about to move, when you need to perform this complex movement with precision and fluidity, that you bring the mind down into the body and create this state of relaxed attention, relaxed readiness, which joins the mind, the body, and the breathing, and positions you right there, this moment, this shot. And when you're in that more collected state, then your movement is going to flow. So please, if you are interested in doing something a little bit different to the mainstream, and these practices are all based on the Zen and the martial arts of the East, then do get your copy. It's an ebook, but I've printed it out so I can show you. It's the practice of high performance. And it's based on over 30 years of my personal training and at least 2 decades of teaching. So it works, but you have to do the work, and then you'll be rewarded in your sport.